Alright guys, back down to Carbon Car Systems. Today we're going to show you how to remove the dash in the 2016-2017 model Toyota Hiluxes. What you would want to do this for is if you're adding navigation or a reverse camera to this factory screen. So this one's already been done on this car, but anyone that changes the rear tub on these, you need to put a reverse camera back on, so you want to get to the back. We sell a reverse camera kit as well. Removing the dash is a little bit involved, so we thought we'd do this quick video, and this is how we do it. First up, stumpy screwdriver. You need to remove two little scrivets under Phillips head scrivets under the speedo here. So you basically put them up in here and just do this very, very lightly. They're scrivets, not screws, so they're a little plastic clip. So you just lightly undo it. And as you undo it, they'll pop out, and that's what the scrivet looks like. So basically the center piece comes out of it. So there's two of those to quickly do. And that will pop out. So we're going to use a non-marring pry bar here, and this is a plastic pry bar, and you can just pry that down a little bit. Just getting that scrivet out, still it's half piece stuck in there. Okay. Then you sort of pull that forward and that piece is out. Now we want to move this top piece along the top of the dash and the console above this black deep section. You don't want to remove this black section first because it can mark the stereo. So if you just get your fingers behind that one or use your pry bar, clip it out all the way along. Put that somewhere safe. Then we're also going to pull out this top glove box as well. So I'm going to lean across here and do it. Put your hand behind the air vent on the left hand side here, pull that forward, and you can sort of lever off the glove box itself, and it completely comes out. So once you've done that, this bottom section will come down. So just all these AC controls, again you can probably lever that a little bit. Let's have a look here. There you go, pops out. That's the bottom section. And then you can sort of leave it like that rather than pull the whole dash out, but you can go ahead and pull it out even further if you'd like. Once you've done that, there is a couple of screws. So there's one here on the left bottom end corner, one on the right. Okay, these are 10mm bolts, and there's one up the very top here and one on the right hand side here. Okay, so you can undo them quickly and be careful not to drop them, otherwise you'll drop into the dash. It can be very, very painful to find. There's two top ones. I'm going to use the 10mm ratchet so I don't drop them. There's three. And four. So you can use a magnetic screwdriver if you need to do that. And that will actually get the whole stereo out from there. So you can just pull on it. Again, a few more clips, and that will be the stereo out. You do have to unplug some of the plugs behind it then. This one's got a few plugs. There you go. There's one on the left hand side that plugs into that rear seat. That's the plug there, and there's a little locator tab on the top that you just push down as you're pulling it out. And again, behind the stereo, there's about 10 different plugs there you can undo, and you can do a reverse camera from behind there. We do have a DIY tutorial later for the reverse camera, but that's how they get the dash out of the 2016-2017 Hilux. Guys, once you've actually got the stereo out, we're actually going to show you how to connect into the factory radio to get this reverse camera to work. So what we've done is we've run our cable from the rear. This is the video signal from our rear camera, and we'll show you where we ran that just after this. So our camera has a red wire coming out of the cable, and that's to power the reverse camera at the back, okay? And then in our kit that we sell, you have these two plugs, and these are going to go in the back of the stereo. So we'll come down a little bit closer here. This plug here on the back, it's the only one that has 3 wires. This is the factory reverse camera if you had the tub, but when you swap the car to a tray, you no longer need that. So it's got 4 wires in there. That's the factory reverse camera, which won't be getting used anymore because you've got a tray back. Our system will plug directly into that spot. It's the only one that it'll go into, okay? And what you're going to do from there, you have these two connectors. You're going to plug the yellow one in, You're going to tape that a little bit so it never comes loose. Okay, and then this red wire, we're actually going to power off accessories. Okay, so you do not need to power it off reverse. There is already a reverse in the harness that's plugged in already from the factory reverse camera, so you no longer need to do that. But in the bottom left hand corner there's this power plug, okay, and I don't know if you can see that there. We'll just come a bit closer. What you're going to do is you're going to strip back this little bit of plastic. Okay, try not to unplug it because that will reset all your radio stations, but do this with the vehicle turned off. Okay, and you're going to strip that back, and it's going to be this thin grey wire. So this, I'll get it out so you can see it. Thin grey wire. This thin grey wire here is the accessory power, and that's what you're going to put that red wire to. We give you a quick connector, but I suggest soldering, stripping and soldering. It's next to the thick blue wire. Okay, so we're quickly going to strip that back and solder it. Okay, strip that back. And connect that onto there. We're going to quickly solder that and tape it off camera. Then we're going to tape that all up back to factory, and then we can put the stereo back in. And it's just as simple as reversing the procedure, that how we remove the dash. If you're going to have the stereo hang out like this, please put a protective cover down here so don't scratch any of your paneling. Alright guys, so here we are at the back of the vehicle. We're going to show you where we mounted the camera. So tray backs are always going to be different. You can mount them directly on the top here and turn the bracket around, or on our cameras we can actually flip the image upside down, so whichever way you mount it, whether it be bracket bottom, bracket top, you can flick it by cutting our white wire and it'll flip the image. But that's a metal camera. We just mounted it there at the rear, but every tray is different. And this is where we run it. We run it across here, factory loom, all the way down to the front. You can cable tie that up. We give you the loom tubing, and what you can do as you come along the vehicle here, just under the passenger seat, or you can even do it down the driver's side, there is a little grommet just under here. So I'm going to see if we can try and get it just about here. Okay, just under the rear of the passenger and driver's seat, there is a factory rubber grommet. You can cut a little hole in and push through and come up under the seat. And it's just a matter of removing these tread plates, and these just pull up along here and you run your cable up to the stereo. So it just takes a little bit of time. I'll see if we can brighten that up a little bit for you guys. So you can see these tread plates along here, just here, you're just going to lift those up, and that's how you would run it to the front. Alright guys, so once you actually installed it, do it all with the vehicle off like I mentioned earlier, then turn the vehicle on, and it will detect the camera once it's all plugged in and installed, and it will automatically activate the feature. Okay, so that's it in reverse, so it's a bit bright there, we'll focus off camera. So as you can see there, it's a very clear picture. You get a bit of glare just from this camera lens, but I'll try and change the exposure a little bit. Alright, very clear. You've got guidelines, you can turn them on or off. Alright, and it's high resolution camera, and the reason we use our camera is because it is technically on the whole time the vehicle is on, and then the screen is just changing. So that's why we use a high quality camera. So cheap ones are just going to burn out. Ours come with 12 months warranty, and honestly we've had them last about 5 years, so they're very good quality. But that's it, simple as that guys.